Welcome to the Abundance Journey, the show that helps spiritual entrepreneurs create an abundance mindset that accelerates revenue. Secretly, everything you experience in your life is actually abundance. Once you understand how to activate abundance, you find yourself in flow with your business and clients, so it's easy to create the revenue you want. The Abundance Journey is the only show that activates abundance for you, so you enjoy rapid results in your business. Here's your host, the Abundance Ambassador, Elaine Starling.
You know, there is one thing, one key thing that directly relates to your level of abundance. It's your mindset. Get your mindset right and your life is right, because what you put out is what you get back. We're in a reflective world that starts on the inside with your mindset. Well, there's one lady I met who really gets how this works. She is phenomenal. You are going to love this person. I'm really grateful that we get to chat with Sara Kissing today. Not only is she gorgeous, she's been there, done that. She's been through the ringer and come back on the other side better than ever. Sara is an accomplished best-selling author of The Mindset Equation. She's a powerful coach and an artist who uniquely blends creativity with personal development. With a rich background in art and corporate coaching and a BA and MFA in design, Sara has earned many accolades, including a Walt Disney Imagineering Award. I mean, talk about an incredible mindset to get that kind of recognition. Whoa! Well, Sara is just brilliantly living her mission as a motivational speaker and coach. Her mission is to help others unlock the power of positivity and manifest abundance in their lives. Sara, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here to finally talk to you. I've been really looking forward to this interview, and I thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, I am thrilled to pieces that we get to play together. I don't work anymore. I only play. And I love playing with high vibe people. It was really funny because we were chatting a little bit before I started the recording. And Sarah's like, man, it's getting warm in here. And I'm like, yeah, the energy's already moving. We got the vibration elevating so high that we're both starting to be like, woo.
I wonder what we pull in, right? Because if this is what we exude, then wow. I better close my door here.
It's going to be such a fun conversation and such an incredible transformation for all of us. And what I love about these experiences, now that people are joining us and watching this video or listening to this podcast, their energy is now connected to ours. And we're both very high vibe people. So we're going to bring everybody up with us. And we're going to start by holding an intention. An intention is how we want to feel and what we want to create while we're together. It's almost like a spiritual GPS where we're typing in the address of where we want to go and we're partnering with the divine to make it happen. Now, I have a specific structure that I use because I found it really powerful and I received divine guidance. This is how I should do it. I always start with in love and light. And to me, that is acknowledging that the God of your understanding is an active participant in helping make this intention a reality. You are not all alone. You're not by yourself. You actually have a very powerful partner and they're eager to play with you. They're delighted to play with you. It's so fun. So the next part is the intention, what we actually want to accomplish. And then I always say thank you. And at the very end, I say it is done because we're done. We're done typing in the GPS. We've done the really difficult part. And then from there, we hold that energy. Now, I do intentions every single day. And I am now telling myself that they're a breeze and it's easy and it's effortless. The challenge is that right now, the research shows human beings have a shorter attention span than goldfish. So we're easily distracted. I know it's really sad. There's so much going on that we don't hold the vibration long enough for the God of your understanding to really lock in and support you because they don't get that that's really truly what you want. So I found a couple of techniques that help shorten the perceive time, one of the things I do is I'll pick a couple of words in the intention that really resonate strongly for me, that elevate the energy. And I'll just repeat those words over and over again to hold my energy at a higher space. And the other thing I do is I notice what's happening in my body, because I'll get tingles. I'm getting tingles all the way up my legs right now. Just saying, I get tingles. Yeah, it's amazing. And energy, like we were talking about being overheated, that happens too. You know, when you suddenly feel this rush of heat or chills going through your body, it's the energy.
Not necessarily menopause.
No, it's not. It's not menopause. It's the energy moving. And that's what we want to do with the intention, is we're getting the energy moving in the direction of the intention. So notice just how powerful you are, and notice that you're actually making this happen. So we are going to hold it for 78 seconds, 78 whole seconds in complete silence. And I'm challenging you to join us with this, because it's going to be transformational. You will see how Sara and I, just through our conversation, after holding this intention, we actually create it, as we are guided by the God of our understanding to have the conversation we have. We don't know what's going to be said. We don't know exactly where this is going to go. We're playing with the divine.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start playing. In love and light, we hold the intention that we are aware of our mindset. So we're empowered to live richly, abundant, fulfilling lives. Thank you, divine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. We give thanks, and so it is. Wow.
Hey, let's get this party started.
That was a party. That was a serious party. I was focused in on, we're empowered to live richly abundant, fulfilling lives. And I was like, richly abundant, fulfilling lives. And as I did that, the tingles continued all the way up my body, and the heat expanded out like 10 feet all around me. And I was feeling a little chilly when we first got started. And now I'm like, wow, where's the fan?
It was hard for me to keep my eyes closed. So that was like, what? Normally I don't have problems meditating, but I think that's the energy that I felt. Yes. So I'm like watching, closing, opening. Interesting. Very interesting.
It is interesting. And the beautiful thing is, it's all perfect. Exactly. Whatever you experienced is perfect. It's exactly what you needed to experience to join your energy with ours, right? And so it's all beautiful. Now, obviously, I am a mindset maven, and so are you. So talk about a meeting of the minds. You're really passionate about this. And obviously you had some interesting experiences in your life. How come you are so passionate about helping people understand the power behind their mindset?
I think I'm mostly passionate about it is that I'm a happy person by default. Okay. So I had a very rough upbringing, half Iranian, half German household. And then when my parents divorced when I was 11, I grew up with my grandmother. So my grandmother was a very, very happy person. She was like a mentor to me. She was the best thing that could have happened to me. So while experiencing pain, at the same time, I saw my grandmother who dealt with every challenge in life on this very happy note and mindset. And because I was so young, I just copied her. So I became a clown. Some people called me the good witch because whatever Sara said, whatever Sara wanted, she probably will get it. Whether it was boys, seeing movies, being allowed to stay out. I mean, teenage years, right? Going to the right parties, always at the right moment where I wanted to manifest something, but I didn't know I was manifesting. So the thing is that I was just happy by default. The balance was there, the balance that I was more happy. My mindset was more concerned every single day with the good that was happening in my life than being sad about my parents not being in my life, my siblings not being there. And it was kind of crazy. It gave me stability, gave me love. So my teenage years, despite being with my parents, were pretty awesome. And after school, I manifested to go back to the United States where I had lived before for 2 years. And I manifested that because nobody wanted to pay that for me. They said education in the United States is expensive, stay in Germany. I'm like, no, 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 that's where I want to go. So I put it out there. And even my grandmother, she said, you just keep focusing on what you want and figure out how you can do it. There's always a way. And so she just put all this mindset stuff into me. And because she was a giver, I started giving a lot. I don't know, I always give. I give to the homeless, I give to the church, I give to the charities, I give to my daughter, to my friends. It makes me happy. Giving makes me happy. It's a good feeling. So I had that going on. But then when I grew older, despite manifesting really, really awesome things into my life, my dream husband, wedding, daughter, you name it, all of the good stuff happened. And my friends were like, this is so awkward. She must be a witch. There must be something wrong with Sara.
There's something wrong with you that you're having such a good life. That's
exactly. But then it came falling down. And then it came falling down when I went through my divorce. And I was devastated. Obviously, a divorced child myself. I didn't want that for my 3-year daughter. So what happened now, and that was very interesting for me, was that I shifted my mindset. I was consumed by the divorce. I was consumed by what happened. I was consumed by the worries about my daughter. And guess what happened? Nothing really, really bad, but more and more negative things would come into my life. I couldn't keep my job up the way I wanted it. I couldn't keep my mindset happy. I was just thinking of, oh. And on top of that, my job was very demanding. I was a single mom now. I got burnout.
Oh, yeah.
And then I thought, why am I getting burnout? And how did it manifest in anxiety attacks? So I'm getting these anxiety attacks. I'm this powerhouse of a woman, tall, I got everything together, awesome job in corporate, creative director, I got all of this. So the good stuff is still happening. But at the same time, so many negative things and these anxieties. So I thought, this needs to stop. My life used to be super good all the time. Why is this not happening anymore? And I had no clue that I was actually doing this subconsciously through every thought that I put out there, because my balance was 70%. I was thinking about the mess that I was in, and only 30% I was happy, drinking Prosecco with my friends and having fun. So 70% I was consumed. So now I'm having this burnout. And then my aha moment for that area in my life was actually, I was driving to work in the morning. I dropped off my daughter at school. She was only 6 years old. And I'm in the onset of this anxiety again because there was a traffic jam. And I'm like, oh, okay, need to get through this, And then I just said to myself, I don't want to see it anymore. I didn't want to go to the job. It's a common German saying when you say, I don't want to see it anymore. So I said, I don't want to see this anymore. It's too much. It's too overwhelming. Too many clients, too many designers under my wing, pressure too much, single mom. So what happened? I did that for probably 2-3 weeks. This saying just lingered in my system. One morning I wake up And I think, I can't see what's happening with my eye. So I go and look into the mirror, and my eye is like swollen, and it's green and red, and my vision is totally blurred. And I'm like, I need help. What happened? What happened? Do I have an infection? What is this? So to make a long story short, I went to the eye doctor, and he said, wow, you have a severe case of uveitis, which means for the next week, you need to put steroids and cortisol into your eye every single hour, including the nights.
Oh, gosh.
Don't do that. And if you don't set your alarm clock to that, then you can actually lose your eyesight. This is serious. So we need to get this under control. And I said, okay, and what else? And he said, you cannot see anything. You need to wear glasses. No lights, no screens, no TV. You cannot read. You cannot drive. You're not allowed to exercise. Your entire system goes down. So within a split second, I was from overdrive into this cocoon of serenity, quietness, and peace. I was in my apartment. I couldn't bring my daughter to school. My friends all had to help me grocery shopping, cooking for me. And all I could do was listen to audiobooks. So one of them was Rhonda Byrne's The Secret. And while I was in this cocoon of quietness, my thoughts came down. I wasn't allowed to talk to any of my designers because they would always send images, right? Take a look at this campaign. And I wasn't allowed to do that. So when I listened to Rhonda Byrne and I heard about the law of attraction, that you have to be careful, that it can go both ways. That was my first clue that, wow, my thoughts hold such immense power. This is unbelievable. So yeah, I thought I needed to share that story because you really need to be careful. And it was severe and it was not a nice moment. But I manifested myself out of it as well, because now I knew what I was doing.
That is wonderful. That is so wonderful. You know, it's really interesting. I called to share a story with you. A few months ago, I was in my kitchen and I was doing dishes. I was just kind of musing over why is it sometimes things just happen really fast and it's easy, and sometimes it feels like it's a struggle and it's hard and it's difficult and confusing. And what's going on there? And I immediately felt and heard this really loud, forceful voice that said, when you deny your power is denied to you.
Ooh.
When you acknowledge your power is shown to you. You are more powerful than you can imagine. And it really hit me that there are times when I'm using words that are disempowering.
Yes.
That I'm giving away my power, that I'm pretending that the outside world is creating my life when I know full well that it's my inside and my mindset and how I choose to think about things that makes all the difference in the world. You know, it's really interesting. We have incredible power, and the biggest power we have is our mindset.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you have to consistently work on it as well. It is by default, you know, we are primal beings. So we hold fears, and when we were living in the woods, you know, 2,000 years back, or no, even 20,000 years back, what happened to us, fear was insisted into our system. So by default, we try to protect ourselves through our thoughts as well. So when you get scared, when you're fearful, it's usually actually just your body trying to protect yourself. So what you need to do is you need to calm down, acknowledge, see what's happening, and really engage with what your body is telling you. And one of the things that I see with a lot of my clients is, because when the clients come in, they're lost, they're stuck, they want to transform, but they don't know how. And one of the things I almost tell every client is, we need to find your core. Because when you're in tune with your core and your core values, then usually the bad stuff doesn't happen so much. because now you're acting from the power that you just talked about. You're acting from your core. So when I was experiencing anxiety attacks, panic attacks while driving, and I couldn't drive in the car alone. So when I had somebody sitting with me, it was fine. But if I was alone, stuck on a highway in the traffic jam, I sometimes actually left my car. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. My hands would go crazy, and I didn't know what was happening. So after the uveitis event with my eyes, I started myself manifesting myself into health. I literally started self-talk, positive self-talk. I started giving myself meditation. I never meditated before. I didn't have audiobooks on that. My friends didn't give me that. So I just started doing it because I thought this is something I need to do. I need to change this. So now I have to share a cute story because it goes with it. So while I'm in this cocoon and I'm getting better, one of my friends says, okay, I'm coming over today. I have a present for you. And I'm, flashing my sunglasses. She comes wearing sunglasses, which was really cute as well. So I'm not allowed to be exposed to light. We sit in my dark kitchen having just a candle on. And she said, I got some Play-Doh for you here. And I said, Play-Doh? What for? And she's like, this is Dream Prince Play-Doh. You've been single for 5 years now, and now you're sick. You know what? You just need a man on your side. Don't you want to manifest someone into your life? I said, well, yeah, is there time? Yeah, I would love to. She's like, okay, that's what we're going to do. So we took the Play-Doh and we made this little figure, and I gave him hair because he needs to have hair. And I gave him overly long arms. And she said, this person looks ridiculous. Why did you give him such long arms? And I said, because he needs to be a very good, exceptionally good hugger. I like to be hugged. So we just laughed and laughed. And then she said, okay, now make a little list of the attributes you want him to have. And I said, okay, he needs to be funny. He needs to be strong. He needs to be, I wrote everything down, but pretty much in detail. And then because I read Rhonda Byrne, I said, I would like to give myself a sign. When I see that sign, I'm on the right track, which is the butterfly. So you see that butterfly has now become my brand logo, actually, for transformation. So what happened only a couple of months later, I went to my closet and put some empty hangers in there because Rhonda Byrne said, do that. So that the unconscious mind sets out into the heavens. Here, I have space for someone. So in my king bed, I slept on the left side now, not in the middle anymore. So I pretty much gave space for whoever was out there. And I put some shower gel, a man's shower gel, into my shower. Just so that it gave me the feeling of I'm inviting him in. So 4 months later, I sit at my chiropractitioner's office. I actually meet him and we start talking, and we hit it off right away. He hit off so many things on my list, from smelling good and being super polite and very knowledgeable, intelligent. So we go out for our first breakfast coffee. He invites me over. And while I'm driving to the breakfast place, there's this little polo right in front of me who displays the humongous butterfly sticker on the back, like really big on the window. And I'm like, this is very awkward. So I pull into the coffee shop place, the guy too, and the butterflies there. I'm like, okay, I'm obviously on the right track here. So we have great meeting, great breakfast. We did that a couple of times over the next weeks. And after probably a month, he said, don't you want to come over to my house? Because you're into real estate and I would love you to see my house. And why don't we have the next coffee there? Okay. And go over into his house, and then after being there for the second time, he says, let me give you a tour of my house. And I already knew this guy. Wow, I think this is it. There was this one butterfly. So I come into the living room, and there is this huge diptych painting. Diptych means 2 pieces make 1 painting. Yeah. So it hangs on the wall. It is the biggest, bigger as the painting in my bag, biggest butterfly, abstract butterfly. So I'm standing there, my jaw drops down. I'm like, wow.
Mindset delivers. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm like, wow. Okay, this is insane. This is the most beautiful. And it's my colors. It's orange. It's yellow. It's like, this is the most beautiful butterfly. And he said, yeah, what's interesting is that I had it for years. And my ex-wife and I, we actually had it, and we bought it as a lion. I said, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's a diptych. And we divorced. So he had been single for 2 years, and we divorced. And right after the divorce, the painting, for whatever reason, crashed down from the wall. I said, and he's like, had been hanging there for 10 years. So it came crashing down. I don't know what happened. So, and you know how I am with being a handyman, not so savvy. So I had these paintings and I put them back up and I didn't know how to call the handyman. We both put them up and there was a lot of laughter going on when we finally had it back on the wall. It was upside down. So now upside down, the lion became a butterfly. And he said, oh my gosh, the butterfly is so much better because it stands for transformation. So
right.
when my ex-wife left, the lion, that was the story we had, he left. And then came the butterfly and I'm standing.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up, Sara. You just can't make this stuff up. Now, I'm going to stop you for a second here because I know people will get a little confused. We're talking about the abundance journey. That's the name of the show.
Yes.
And you're talking about mindset. Now, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I know where you're coming from. And I always have to ask people, how do you define abundance based on the work that you do with people and the transformation that they experience?
Well, the first thing I always say, what does abundance actually mean? A lot of people just, unfortunately, and you know that too, pinpoint it to wealth, like money, wealth, financial abundance. But it is so much more than that. So in my opinion, abundance just means to have a lot of something. So having a lot of love in your life, that's an abundant life for me. Having a lot of good relationships in your life, friends, family, whoever, even if it's just one person or if it's just a nice neighbor, it doesn't matter. You can have an abundance of that, abundance of health. Abundance of anything. When I go on a run in the morning, I see abundance of trees, of the water, of animals, of flowers, of grass. Sometimes it just blows my mind how much abundance we actually have around us. And for me, abundance always triggers the feeling of gratitude. Mm-hmm. Because when I see abundance and I feel abundance in my life, then I right away get grateful for it. And I'm like, I am so grateful when I'm on my run, for example, that I am healthy, that I can run and that my body is healthy, my knees are healthy. I'm 52 years old. I mean, this could be different, but it's not. So I'm super, super happy about that, right? So I create this feeling of, I have abundant health. Thank you. And then one of my friends texts me and it's a new friend. And then I go, like this morning, like, I am so grateful that I met this person. She's a coach as well. And we just hit it off right away. And I am so happy. And then it triggered, I'm so happy for all of my friends. So I keep on running. And now I pull in all the gratitude for my friends and then coming back to bringing it down to, I have an abundance of relationships around me that I have formed and that I was open to. And when I moved to San Francisco, I didn't know a lot of people and I was very sad about that. So I moved into a neighborhood where I thought, when I walk my dog, I'm going to meet a lot of people. That didn't happen. And because I just thought walking the dog would help, but most of the people were not walking the dogs and they were not interested. They were wearing earphones or whatever. So what I had to do is I literally had to sit down. And that is a technique that I have developed as well. If I want anything in my life, like abundant relationships, I sat down and I literally asked the divine and the universe and said, listen up there, I want more relationships. I know I work a lot. And then, of course, obviously, I work from home. So I'm on Zoom. I'm in my house a lot. So I said, I don't know how you do it, but I need more relationships in my life. And guess what happened? Pretty much, I could set the timer. Like a week later, it started that now, while I'm walking my dog, I actually run into people. And people stop me and they're like, why are you smiling? You're running. Why are you smiling? I saw you 20 minutes ago. You were smiling. Now you come through this park. I see you smiling again. What happened to you? I said, I'm just a happy person. When I'm running, I practice gratitude. And then I just get this happy feeling. And they're like, yeah. And you pretty much exude that.
That's awesome.
And that's how I now have a very abundant relationship life that I have created. I'm very proud of it. And it's all in your head.
It is. It's all in your head. It's all in the mindset you have. And I love how you brought in the emotion as a part of it, because a lot of people don't realize the same cells that are in your brain have been found in your heart and in your gut.
Yeah.
So when we talk about mindset, we're not limiting it to what goes on between your ears. It's actually a whole body experience.
Yeah.
And emotions are a really fundamental, vital part of that thought experience. It's the emotion behind the thought, and gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions. I always say gratitude is the acorn of your abundance tree.
Absolutely.
Everything you want begins with gratitude, and then you get the rest of it. You get the love, the happiness, the joy, the relationships, the everything. But
Exactly.
Gratitude comes first. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Sara, you were talking a little bit earlier, and I want to revisit this because I think a lot of people don't know what they don't know, right? And so we hit a roadblock, we get stuck, we have a problem. You've worked with so many people and you do a lot of public speaking, and you're so generous in the way you connect with people. What have you noticed is happening in people's lives before they start working with you? Like they get to this point where it's like, dang, I got to call Sara.
They're consumed. They're consumed by their stuckness.
Oh,
they're consumed by their problem. They shifted their focus to what they lack. The opposite of gratitude. So gratitude, when you focus on gratitude, you focus on what you have. And in that moment, you elevate your energetic vibrations. Then the law of attraction does the rest, and you pull this abundant life into your life. That's why my book is called The Mindset Equation: Living the Art of Abundance. It's an art.
It is.
And in order to live an abundant life, you need to follow certain rules. And that is just like a diet. If you go on a diet and you say, hey, Sara, I'm Elaine, I want to lose 30 pounds. How do I do it? I say, well, it's actually very easy. You just change your diet. You eat this and this. You work out a little bit. And then you go, oh, it's that easy. Okay, then you go home and you're like, what am I supposed to eat? How am I supposed to eat it? And I don't want to go to the gym. Oh, and then you call me a week later and you're like, I'm still 30 pounds overweight. Nothing helped. You said it was easy. So that's when the next step comes in. So my people, they're usually stuck. They want to transform. I usually really pick up people who come and said, okay, I'm ready. Help me. Yeah. How do I do it? And then I point them towards my framework, and I just say, the first thing we need to do is we have to change your mindset, and we have to change your energetic vibration. And then they're like, energetic vibration, what are you talking about? And that's what you said. It's in every cell.
Yeah.
So everything at its core is energy. And energetic particles vibrate. So we exude a certain frequency. And quantum physics, it sounds crazy, but quantum physics actually tells us that similar energetic particles pull in other particles that vibrate on the same level. And that's pretty much karma. That is pretty much the law of attraction. So once you vibrate on a good and happy level, then you get good and happy into your life. So if you want to lose weight, I actually had a client who only came to me because she wanted to lose weight and she couldn't do it. She's been on every diet. And you know what? I think the first or second sentence she said to me was, oh, Sara, you know, with me, I only have to look at food and then I gain weight. And it has always been like that. And I said, wow, big stop sign. And you're manifesting exactly that, right? You can eat an apple and you gain. Yeah, I can eat celery sticks and I gain. I said, yeah, because that's what you keep telling yourself. So we need to change that. So, yeah. So energetic vibrations and the frequency that you exude is pretty much everything. I mean, even in Buddhism, when they started talking about karma, when we talk about giving back, why do you want to give back? Because when you give back, you're happy, you exude that feeling, and guess what? You get back more. Yes. But in order to lose weight, for example, You have to have the mindset that you are already where you want to be. Otherwise, you cannot attract it into your life. If you're broke, you cannot be focused on not having money on the leg. You need to be focused on, I live an abundant life. Money comes to me easily. This is so easy. This is fun. And you have to be happy about, because otherwise the money cannot come in. The losing the pounds cannot come in if you constantly focus, look, I'm still too fat. I still have, I have it here. I have it there. If you focus on that, you get more of it. All I can say is I had it with my eye infection. I focused on that and I got it, and I got it bad, and it was worse than I ever thought. So
wow. That is so powerful. That is so powerful what you're sharing. And I know that a lot of people get hung up on what's happening in their external world. It's very distracting. There's a lot of stuff happening, and all the stuff in the news, and then all of the challenges you have with work, and their life can be very difficult. And yet, in order to get that external world to shift, something always has to change inside us. What have you noticed has to shift for someone to adopt this new mindset?
First chapter, gratitude. First, it's the first lection. Actually, I start with, you need to have a journal, because when you write stuff down, they actually sink into your subconscious 40% more than by just reading something. And then with my book, the chapters, like you said, we have an attention span of a goldfish. To bring that back, when I wrote my book, and when I put this framework together, how to actually shift your mindset, and the first part of the book is only that. It's 10 chapters, how-tos, daily prompts, action items. My chapters are super short, because I know you read 10, 15 minutes, then you lose them. So I have very concise, very simple chapters. I give you knowledge so you understand why do I need to focus on gratitude? And I tell you why. And then the next thing, if you want to transform, and that is something I keep telling all of my clients, just like the diet, you need to work out and you need to eat healthy. If you want to transform your mindset, you need to do the daily prompts every single day, consistently. You have to work on it. And my course is first, we wanted to call it the 21-day rapid transformation to happiness and success. We took the 21 days off, but the 21 days were in there because we said it does take 21 days for a habit to shift.
Yeah.
So you need to do my daily prompts for 21 days. You need to focus on gratitude. You need to do the priming technique to shift your energetic vibration. You need to do the smiling technique, which is fun. All of my daily prompts are so short and so easy. And that's what I get from my clients. They say, this is very easy stuff, because they think it needs to be complicated in order to change or transform. But you experienced it as well. It is super simple.
It is. But simple does not necessarily mean easy, because human beings love to make things complicated.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be complicated. And feeling what you feel, going into your body and noticing when you feel constricted versus when you feel open and aware and awake, that is a key differentiator. And I really want everybody to tune into that. So you've given us some brilliant ways that we can start to take these baby steps towards a different kind of mindset. What is something we could notice that would help us recognize, wow, my mindset has actually shifted?
Oh, you feel better right away. That's what I have with most of my clients. The ones that really dig it and understand what I'm telling them, and usually all of them do at one point or the other, when they start implementing the first daily prompts into their life. And it's simple. One of my techniques is the 2-minute smile technique. You can do it anywhere. You can take your dog on a walk. You can use the toilet. You can get dressed. It doesn't matter. Just look at your watch and start smiling, even if you fake it. Okay, you smile and it feels, oh, you were so mad right now and you had your teenagers, craziness. And no, you go back, you smile, and you just smile. for 2 minutes. And what happens is your body chemistry actually changes because your body now thinks, oh, wait, we're smiling. That means we're happy. Oh, that means, oh, I need to put some dopamine and serotonin out and endorphins. I'm going to make Sarah happy. And guess what? When you look at the watch, usually in minute 130, 135, you feel like, this is funny. This is so much fun. I already feel better. Or some people, not all of them, but some people do what I do a lot, actually. When I work, every 45 minutes to 60 minutes, I stop everything. I turn on my happy music playlist and I pick one song and then I go bananas in my office. For 3 to 4 minutes, I just really dance and I listen to it and I let everything else go. And guess what? It rejuvenates. It changes my body chemistry again.
Yeah.
And then I can focus much better. Everything is, I'm still doing the same load of work. I still have all these meetings, but now I'm much more calm, much more relaxed because I went bananas.
It's great because you get your energy up, you get more oxygen in your system, you're moving your body, so you actually get left brain, right brain connections going again. Yeah, absolutely. That is a brilliant strategy. I absolutely love that. Sarah, I could talk to you all day long, and I'm not allowed to hold you hostage like that. Darn it.
It's good. Go ahead. We need people to hear this because it is simple. It is simple. It's so easy.
And really fun. That's the other thing. I mean, I've stopped working. I no longer work. I only play.
Yeah. And that's actually really, really good. I think I want to adapt that if I'm
absolutely. And feel free. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. Stop working. Tell people I'm not working anymore. I'm playing. And I can't wait to play with you. And just feel the energy in your body, the difference between work and play.
Yes.
It's pretty substantial. Now, you offered an incredibly generous gift to us today, and I would love to have you share a little bit about that.
Yes. So we talked about it a little bit. So the framework for my rapid transformation to happiness and abundance is actually the book, The Mindset Equation. It's 21 chapters, and the chapters, like I said, are very easy, very concise. In the first part, you will learn how to actively change your mindset to become happier. You will experience it day one. You do just a couple of my very short, simple prompts, and you will already feel the difference. And then you move into part 2, where we work on limiting beliefs and setting goals, because now where your energy is higher and you can see the sun again and the clouds finally disappeared because you shifted your mindset. Now what we have is you can set your goals and you can then attract, through the law of attraction, pretty much anything that you wish into your life. And when that happens, with most of my clients, what happened to me, my friends, who I always teach, of course, is that when that happens and you feel the gratitude and you finally accomplish everything that you ever wished for, you actually got that condo, you actually got the job, you actually got the man, you actually got the woman, it doesn't matter. But when these things happen, you see more and more synchronicities. And you see that the universe is playing this little game, like you said, it's like a play, because when you're on the right path, the synchronicities are the universe's way of telling you you're on the right path.
Yeah.
And then that elevates your feeling of happiness even more, and then you start giving back. Yeah. Because then you give a smile to a stranger, then you hold on the door open, or you give a more generous tip. And now you create this ripple effect. And that's part 3 of my book. It's like the ripple effect that you create through your newfound great karma. And you're contributing and you're giving back. And then your life just goes up, 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 up. And you're not seeking happiness when I do this and later I will be happy. No. You come back to the here and now and you understand, hey, I can be happy right now. I don't have to wait until I have X or Y, Z. I don't care. You can be happy right now. If you just acknowledge the abundance that surrounds you, and if you can see that every single day, then anything is possible. You can even get over anxiety attacks, which were actually almost with me for 20 years, very, very long. Very long. But this mindset shift helped me get out of it. And I want to give back because a lot of people have the same problem, especially when you're an entrepreneur and women in business. We juggle too much. We're mothers, we're wives, we're, household keepers, and we work and we have the children. It's too much. So yeah, this is your guide. And you get it from
I can't wait to get a copy. And of course, I'll have information in the show notes on exactly how you can get a copy. But also, we can go to your website, right? What's the URL you want everybody to use?
sarakissing.com.
Okay, we will check that out for sure. Now, Sara, one of the things we always do here at the Abundance Journey, we turn up the tables on our guests because we know when we give is when we truly receive the most. So what is something we can do to support you?
Follow me. Follow me and spread the news of what I'm doing, that I found the framework, and go to your friends and say, hey, I have a link. This is an awesome book. Check it out, please. Or even come to me. I'm holding webinars as well. Check out my website for the dates and everything. Just come to my community and spread the word that there is a solution out there that is pretty simple. You don't have to figure it out. I did it for you.
That's great.
It took me 20 years, but I found out how.
Man, Sara, I've got a challenge here because I've got several pages of notes that I took while you were talking. And now I've got to pick just one thing to activate abundance around. So you are not making my life easier, young lady.
Sorry.
But thank you. Thank you. What a blessing to have you join us today. This has been absolutely magnificent. Thank you so much.
I'm still sweating, by the way. The energy is awesome.
It's just high energy. Just high energy. That's
awesome
great.
energy we have here together. I love your podcast. I love everything you do, your videos, everything. And I'm just really, really proud and honored to have met the ambassador of abundance.
Hey, I'm so happy you could join me too. This was a blast.
Yes.
All right. Well, everybody stick around because we're going to activate abundance in just a minute. Hi, it's Elaine Starling, the Abundance Ambassador. And I know since you're listening to this show or watching this show, The Abundance Journey, you really want to experience more abundance in your life. Well, that's why I wrote the book, 5 Steps to Activate Your Abundance. It's available for sale right now from Amazon, from barnesandnoble.com, and many international sellers. And I want you to pick up a copy because I'm really opening the kimono here and sharing all of the information you need to experience abundance in every single aspect of your life. The book's divided into 3 parts. Part 1 is called Meeting the Divine. This is where I share my near-death experience and the conversation I got to have with our higher power during my stroke. In Part 2, Messages from the Divine, I share the best practices that I was given, the secret sauce in how life actually works. And so you understand really why you're here and how you can make the most of your life so you love every single moment. And then in the Part 3 is Partnering with the Divine. That's where I go into each of the 5 steps to activate your abundance and explain exactly why it works so well. So take a moment to pick up a copy. It's available as an ebook, a paperback book, an audiobook, and a video course. So however you like to absorb information, abundance is waiting for you. Isn't Sara amazing? I love her energy. I love her vibe. I love how she's showing up, how real, authentic, and open she is. She shares the challenges that she faced. 20 years of anxiety attacks? Good golly. Wow. What she's been through and what she's overcome is truly, truly amazing. I am so, number one, grateful that we got to spend time with Sara, because tapping into that energy, and now our energy is always connected, that's just so uplifting and empowering. And that's going to light my way for the rest of my life. I am so grateful that I got to spend this time with Sara. And trust me, I'm going to be seeing her again because this chick is worth staying in touch with. She's awesome. Step 2 is acknowledge something you heard that was a little bit of an aha for you. And I don't generally think about it this way, but at one point, Sara said, fear is the default mindset from early primitive man in order to stay alive. Fear is the natural default mindset. And the problem is, when we're broadcasting always from fear, we get more things to be afraid of, more things to be anxious about. And that's a real problem. So step 3 is appreciate the difference it can make in your life when you're aware of and paying attention to what you acknowledged. So I can be much more aware of my own mindset and where are thoughts, fearful thoughts coming up. Thoughts that on the surface may not look fearful, like I'm jealous of somebody. But at the core of that is fear. All of these emotions that are unpleasant emotions that we do not want to experience, they all relate back to fear. That's the foundation. So just being aware of that gives me the opportunity to shine a light on it, because you can't heal and release what you can't see. So she gave us the gift of sight. How ironic that she had that eye problem, and now she's providing the gift of sight, where you can see where your blocks are. And once you see them, you can release them. And you release them through gratitude, awareness of all the abundance that is everywhere in your life, smiling. Pay attention to her book and do some of the exercises in her book. It will shift everything for you. I'm getting my copy, absolutely. So step 4 is activate abundance. And how do you do that? We got 3 different ways. You can grab a calendar and schedule time, get it done if it's a one and done kind of thing. This isn't. The second way is to create a physical trigger. Maybe you cross your fingers as a reminder, you tug on your earlobe to remind yourself, okay, is this something that is fear-based? Where is this coming from? Is this coming from fear or is this coming from love? And it's pretty obvious. They feel very different. And when I'm able to go inside and tune into the messages my body is sending me, because my mindset is not limited to what goes on between my ears, it's also in my heart and my gut. And when I tune into my entire body and the emotional message that is being sent out, I can go, whoa, wait a minute. I am not going to say everything I eat goes to my hips. No, no, no. Danger, Will Robinson. We want to shift that message into a empowering and positive message every single time. So what I'm going to do is the third option, which is declare what I want. I'm not just going to do the physical symbol, because I want to make sure I'm continually tapping into my body. And sometimes I won't realize until I'm really in the throes of a negative emotion. And then I can finally go, oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to do something when I felt like that. Oh, is this coming from fear or is this coming from love? Ooh, fear. What must I be telling myself or believing about myself that is a lie? Because every single one of us is a little tiny chunk of the divine and absolutely perfect exactly as we are. When we release all those limiting beliefs and just let go of it, we are in flow with the divine, and all of the abundance, all the prosperity, all the delight, all the joy, all the things to be grateful for, that all flows with grace and ease to us and through us as we share it with others. How can it get even better than this? Step 5, celebrate your progress. This is called the abundance journey for a reason. That is an analogy of your life. Your life is an ongoing journey of abundance. More and more abundance is showing up for you in every single moment. And the only way you will ever recognize it or receive it is by showing up with gratitude. Making sure you've mastered your mindset so that you experience all the joy that's there for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time for the Abundance Journey.
You've been listening to the Abundance Journey Show with Elaine Starling. Visit theabundancejourney.com/podcast gifts to access today's gift, as well as gifts from our other guests. Tune in every week to activate abundance in your life and business. If something resonated with you, please share it with your friends so they can benefit too. Keep activating abundance, and we'll see you in the next episode.